Welcome back, everyone. As we dive deeper into today's discussion, we are unpacking the assault on a UNIZIK lecturer, the student expulsion, and what this means for academia and society at large. Joining us now is Dr. Lawal Kende, an educational policy expert and advisor from the Faculty of Education at the University of Lagos. Welcome, Dr. Kende.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you on the program.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yes. Now let's start with the questioning. Dr. Lawal, starting with your perspective now, what in your view could have driven this student to such an extreme act? Are there underlying issues in academic environments that might explain this kind of breakdown?
Thank you. There's what we all know as discipline.
Yes.
And discipline is a process whereby a superior or an authority inculcates on children or people who are serving under them. So the discipline will be useful for the person now or in the nearer future. So let's now come back to the question.
Okay.
Before I answer it, let me just relate what happened some months ago.
Okay.
I went out with my head of department to carry out a research. And then when we got there, a female student was asked to bring her parents because they seized her phone. She actually brought a phone to the school.
Okay.
So when the teachers seized the phone, what was she doing? Whenever any teacher
gets into
the class,
yeah,
she and her friends were busy checking the phone.
Okay.
So they later seized the phone. So they invited the parents.
Okay.
So that was the day we went there. So the mother was saying, why will you seize her phone? That this phone is for her brother, that you have no right to seize her phone. It's her property.
Wow.
So they now told the mother that, do you know what your child has done? He said, no. So what she actually did was that after the school, she went to her boyfriend, so they call it.
Okay.
So they did sexual activities.
Okay.
So they were now videoing the action.
Oh.
So they now came into school, to class, as they were teaching. They were busy
watching those
videos.
Oh.
Their own videos. So they seized the phone. The mother now said, let me quote her the way she talked.
Okay.
That means, and so what?
Oh.
So
okay.
If you look at this, the first agent of socialization is home.
Yes.
What has happened between the lecturer, Dr. Koye, and Precious Shamaka? It was a sad event. And if care is not taken the way we are going, it has been happening anyway.
Okay.
This is not the first time. Because this one, because of video evidence and all that, this is not the first time. Like, when this thing happened, my student called me like a month ago.
Okay.
This exact issue that happened, exact event happened to me personally.
Wow.
During an orientation, they were planning to go for teaching practice.
Okay.
Teaching practice like surveys and all that. So we were told only the class governor should come to this place to get their materials. This particular lady came and scattered what we have done. When I asked her, were you called? Are you a class representative? She's just, just like that. So now, why are you doing this? She said, do you want to beat me?
Oh.
So it's just this what I just narrated, just a
like a tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg. So you see in some of secondary schools, let's say secondary schools, senior secondary schools, whereby the teachers are afraid to go to school, unlike before. That the student, a puppy or a student will be crying not to go to school maybe because of the way he was treated in school some days back. But now, some teachers, it has got to that level whereby some lecturers or some teachers,
they are scared of getting to class
because of the kind of these children we raise these days. So, the question you asked.
Yes, I said because she's claiming she acted out of provocation.
You know, in this area of civilization, whereby the students, they believe they have right to everything. You can imagine telling the student that why are you coming late? The class is for 8 o'clock. Why are you coming late? And she will tell you, I have my personal reason for coming late. I have my personal reason. So the moral decadence is there. The moral decadence. And the parents are not available, especially here. Everybody will wake up very early in the morning. They wake up, and during weekend, whereby we need to ask some questions, everybody is busy pressing phones. The parents, so it's what they get from social media. So the excuse she's giving is
it's not genuine.
It's not genuine, and it's not tenable.
Let's look at this other part of the question, because the question I asked is like two questions in one. And then, you know, I said, could the university, are they unintentionally silencing the students by failing to provide a clear, you know, statement towards this whole issue? You know, they didn't address the grievances of the students.
What they have done is the best thing to do.
Okay.
Personally, it's the best thing to do, because I always, like in counseling, we always use case studies. That's why I use most of case studies to answer these questions. At a particular time, a student misbehaved, carried the lecturer, same event. But the student was claiming that he had 3 exams that day. So, and he was just given 1 semester, 1 session.
Okay.
So the university has done well by giving out the expulsion, by expelling the students. But whether they should have allowed, as that question, they should have allowed the students, if there's any underlying factors.
Yes.
So that sin alone, punishment must be served just for that sin
alone.
For that sin, okay. Whether there are underlying factors or not. For you to hold a lecturer's clothes for that occasion, no, it's the height of it. It's the height of it. But because if it's not named in the board, other students, like I said from the beginning.
Yeah.
It has been happening. Because some people will just feel like, let me just keep quiet, let me just talk to him and all that. It has been happening. So somebody must be punished, and which the UNIZIK has done. That student must be punished, irrespective of what has happened, irrespective of underlying factors. Whether she's going through some stressful event, or depression, or something from home. For you to have done that, the law is there, the school regulation is there. So and it's no respecter of anyone.
Okay.
I want to ask a question. Okay. If it were to be other way around, what could have happened? The society, the online, social media, everywhere.
I get you.
So what they have done is just the best way to go. And mind you, when we are talking about behavior modification, there is positive reinforcement as well as negative reinforcement. We also have punishment. So punishment must be served.
Thank you, Dr. Lawal, for
Thank you.
sharing your insight and thoughts on institutional accountability and then the urgent need for systemic reforms in academia. Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, we'll go on a quick break, and then when we come back, we will have Dr. Oyogo Oscar, a clinical psychologist from the Department of Psychology, who will join us as we also explore the psychology perspective of the story. We'll be right back.